Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome student speaker Katherine Cho, candidate, Department of Education Policy and Social Analysis.
Hello. Teachers College, I know it's a little late to tell you this since it is graduation, but I never expected to be here. You see, 6 years ago, I moved to New York, found myself employed and quite satisfied with my career. A master's degree, therefore, was not on my radar. But in the case of working with undergrads and supporting student success and civic engagement, I was confronted over and over again with the question of why. Why were my amazing, capable students struggling to graduate in 4, 5, 6 years from college? Why did they not have the same undergraduate experiences as I did? Why in the 21st century, with all the knowledge we have, did inequities continue to exist? Faced with these questions, I begrudgingly took the advice of mentors and friends who encouraged me to investigate these issues through a master's degree program. I did some sleuthing and found their recommendation and applied with some hesitation to Teachers College, so that in the fall of 2014, I joined the Department of Education Policy and Social Analysis. What up, EPSA? During my time as a Sociology and Education MA student, I was supported by the incredible faculty and mentors, including Aaron Pallas, Luis Huerta, Doug Reddy, Carolyn Reel, Kevin Doherty, and so many more. Soon, these why questions that brought me to here transformed into other questions and a deeper understanding of how. How schools can often replicate one another through institutionalism and isomorphism, or for you non-organizational theory junkies, when schools begin to look pretty similar to each other to maintain legitimacy. How cultural and social capital continue to impact education through the disproportionate access of networks and knowledge. I also learned how to write convincingly, persuasively, and concisely through memos and commentaries, and how to do logit regressions and multi-level modeling and statistical analyses. Well, kind of. I'm still working on that. And the more I explored the hows, I learned about who we are. We met as classmates from various backgrounds to come together and wrestle with complex, nuanced issues. We met as orientation neighbors, attendees at the Black Student Network Gala, representatives through Student Senate, and fellow procrastinators on the second floor library. We bonded over lunch at Sweetgreens, late-night falafel runs, coffee breaks to Joe's, and of course, the happy hours to be kind to our graduate student wallets. We brought in critical reflection to our programs and asked the hard questions of who was at the table, who was even offered a chair, and whose voices were missing from the conversation. You taught me, we taught each other that learning happens inside and outside the classroom, that real dialogue, real learning requires risk, uncomfortable moments, difficult conversations, forgiveness, and lots of grace. We came to understand that policy change and programmatic implementation cannot happen without trust and deep relationships, to value positionalities and our narratives both as individuals and as a group, because who we are should never be cast aside. And collectively, our class made great strides, creating Students for Quality Education, passing resolutions, celebrating with the Diversity in Research and Practice Conference, and even painting a communal mural. We developed the foundation for a greater student voice through departmental student advisory councils, created a student survey for student concerns, and built more avenues for expression through our spoken word nights. And these movements could not have happened without the people whom we thank today. The communities who encouraged us, the faculty who trained us, the mentors who guided us, the staff and administrators who supported us, the generations of alumni, educators, practitioners, counselors, researchers, mentors, peers, who who laid the groundwork before us, and the family and friends who believed in us. To all of you, our deepest thanks. And I can't continue without thanking the two people who taught me unconditional radical love. My parents, my heroes. To be your daughter is and will always be my greatest honor. 한국말로 뭐 멋있는 거 말하고 싶었는데 여기 앞에 서 있으니까 좀 떨리고 그냥 사랑한다고 고맙다고만 말할게요. So what now? What next? To be honest, I'm a little panicked about entering back into the real world. We came to TC because we wanted to get something done, cared about incredible systemic issues, and wanted to make an impact. You have been the community that has pushed and challenged me and one another. But here at TC, for the most part, we are talking amongst ourselves. And so, as we look back at what we've accomplished, we have to ask, so what? So what that we are TC graduates? So what that we can talk about the difference between desegregation and integration when parts of this world don't see color? So what that we can espouse best practices in counseling when there are parts of this world who cannot overcome the stigma of mental health? Let me be clear, I am not advocating for us to engage in Twitter wars or long Facebook comment chains. But as we go out into the world, I think that the best chance for us to make an impact is by taking risks, talking outside our circles, going deeper with the relationships we have, to engage, to build trust, to invest, to be who we were at TC, critical, thoughtful, and hungry for change. So after we've sufficiently binged on Netflix, slept, and rested from the academic year, some of us will continue with our academic studies, and others will head to jobs and go on with their professional careers. Our time at Teachers College will soon seem far away. We might be tempted in the face of pragmatism to shush the theories and frameworks that we learned. Don't. Our degrees confer a responsibility on us to bring our truest versions of ourselves, shaped by our time at TC, to the work that we are doing and the communities of which we become a part of, both within and beyond our respective fields. When I think about the future, I think about the policy window, discussed by John W. Kingdon in Agenda, Alternatives, and Public Policies. It's the specific time frame in which change can happen. For a window to stay open or even be opened in the first place, you need force. The formula for force is mass times acceleration. And I think this physics formula is perfect to describe the process for social change. Mass is the critical mass of individuals who care about the issue, who think now is the time to act. Acceleration happens not just through financial resources, but through the media, through exposure, and through the voices that keep a movement going. Without continued acceleration, movements stall, and without critical mass, movements die. Teachers College graduates, we are the accelerators to push action forward. We are the critical mass and the connectors to invite more people and more voices into the conversation. We are the force, the movement to realize transformative, lasting change. Our time at TC is not ending, it is evolving. And for the rest of this world, no need to get ready for us, because we are already here. Congratulations, class of 2016. We did it!